curse went sick. 14-year-old Trevor Pierce had a secret, and it wasn't just the shattered iPhone stuffed deep in his hoodie pocket. It was the silence, the deflection, the classic "I forgot" served with a half-smirk that only made his mother's blood boil hotter. It started on a Thursday morning at Jefferson Middle School in Ohio. Trevor sat quietly in homeroom, tapping his pen and pretending to pay attention when he noticed something strange under his desk. A phone, cracked front and back like it had taken a serious fall from grace. Most kids would have handed it to the teacher. But Trevor, he slid it into his pocket like it was his to keep. After school, he casually mentioned it at home. "Hey Mom, found this busted phone today." Amber Pierce didn't think much of it. Working 2 jobs and managing a teenage boy left little room for detective work. But that would change real quick. The next morning, a call from the school flipped everything. "Mrs. Pierce," the secretary began. "There's been a situation. One of our students reported a missing iPhone. Trevor might be involved." At the front office, Trevor spun a tale. "I found it yesterday. It was already broken, must have been there all day." The assistant principal raised a brow. "Why didn't you turn it in?" Trevor shrugged. Didn't think about it, but the real crack in his story came when they asked to see the phone. "Oh, I left it at home," he muttered. Amber shot him a glare that could melt glass. "Then let's go get it." At home, things got worse. Much worse. "Amber, Trevor, where's the phone?" "Trevor, I think it's in the backyard." "Amber, the backyard." They stormed outside. Behind the shed, half buried under dry leaves, lay the phone screen. Spidered back glass shattered, and all the trust she had left in her son gone. Amber picked it up slowly. "You threw it behind the shed. What were you thinking, Trevor?" He didn't answer, just looked away. Narrator tone. Building tension. It wasn't just about a broken phone anymore. It was about character, choices, and the subtle moment when a kid crosses the line from careless to cruel. As Amber stared at the busted phone in her hand, a car pulled up to the curb. A woman stepped out, clipboard in hand. School district badge on her lanyard. A knock on the door echoed through the Pierce home. Amber turned slowly, her voice low and trembling. "Trevor, what did you do?" The courtroom was silent, but Amber's heart screamed louder than anything, because nothing hurts more than realizing your child might be the reason your world is falling apart. Amber Pierce never imagined she'd be sitting in a juvenile courtroom, watching her son squirm in a too big blazer, trying to act like this was all just some misunderstanding. But this wasn't a misunderstanding. This was real. The district had pressed charges. A student named Malik Johnson reported his iPhone missing. Same model, same case, same wallpaper. His little sister at her 3rd birthday party, smiling wide with chocolate frosting on her nose. And Trevor, he was sticking to his script like a wannabe actor at a bad audition. "I didn't steal it. I found it broken on the floor." The judge, a no-nonsense woman in her 50s with eyes sharper than her gavel, wasn't buying it. "Mr. Pierce," she said calmly, "did you turn the phone in when you found it?" "No ma'am." "Did you attempt to contact anyone?" "No ma'am." Amber sat behind him, her stomach in knots, every muscle tense. Her baby boy was lying, boldly, openly, and terribly. Then came the counselor's statement. Trevor's U.S. history teacher had reported him fiddling with a phone during class the same day Malik reported his stolen. Witnesses, dates, times, all lining up like puzzle pieces. Trevor swore didn't exist. Amber's hand gripped the courtroom bench, her nails dug into the wood. The judge turned to her. "Mrs. Pierce, do you believe your son is telling the truth?" Amber opened her mouth, closed it, looked at Trevor. His face was blank. Not scared, not ashamed, just blank. I don't know," she whispered. And that right there was the moment everything broke. Narrator tone. Sorrowful, questioning. Because when a mother can't trust her own child, what's left? What does that say about the late-night homework help? The packed lunches? The missed paychecks to afford basketball shoes? What does it all mean when you look at your son and see a stranger in his place? The courtroom air was heavy. You could feel the fraction. And just when things couldn't get worse, the judge leaned forward. "Trevor, I'll give you one last chance. What really happened in room 2? A pause, long enough for everyone to hear the ticking clock on the wall. Trevor's lips parted, and then he said nothing. Silence can be louder than any confession. In that final moment, it wasn't the evidence that exposed him. It was the quiet way his mother finally stopped defending the boy she once knew. The courtroom was colder than usual that morning. Maybe it was the rain tapping against the window. Maybe it was the tension from a boy running out of lies. Trevor Pierce sat still, hands folded in his lap, eyes low. The judge had heard enough. But before the verdict, there was one last witness, a tech expert from the district. He took the stand, holding up the shattered iPhone. This device was reported stolen, tracked via Find My iPhone to within 30 feet of the Pierce residence. GPS logs confirm it was active until 6:07 p.m., the same time it was powered off, likely manually. He held it up, and the damage, blunt force, probably smashed, not dropped. Amber's throat clenched. Judge, Trevor, did you smash the phone? Trevor didn't answer. Judge, did you take it? Still nothing. Amber stood, slowly. Her voice wasn't angry. It was tired, hollow. That phone didn't break itself, Trevor. And you didn't find it, did you? Trevor looked at her. This time something flickered. Guilt, shame, maybe just fear. Narrator tone, unraveling. He cracked. I saw it on Malik's desk after class. I took it. I didn't mean to keep it. I don't know. The judge's gavel slammed down. Final, cold judgment in favor of the plaintiff. $1,200 in damages. Case closed. But the damage wasn't just financial. Amber didn't say a word as they left the courtroom. The rain had turned heavier. The two of them stood on the sidewalk soaked in silence. She finally spoke. One sentence. This isn't over. Not by a long shot. Narrator tone. Introspective closing. Some stories don't end in fireworks. They end in quiet realizations. Ones that echo long after the gavel falls. For Trevor it was never just about a phone. It was about a choice. A lie. A line crossed. And for Amber, it was the start of a battle no mother ever wants to fight. The one where you try to save your child from himself.